So that is something that I think would improve that part. But it's a relationship here. It's not about one part going all the way and the other party just sitting back and taking what comes in. Because in order to be aligned, in alignment, it's more like a dance of some sort. So if two dance partners are dancing, they both have to move in unison in certain directions so that there can be harmony.
That's right.
And that harmony would be a display of trust between government and its citizens. There is something that I think we should do also as ordinary citizens to actually ensure that our reasoning is based on science or any other body of knowledge that is important. How can we then improve that as ordinary citizens?
First of all, Coach, we must be informed. For me, information is power. Yes. We must be informed. If we've got suspicions, because we can't stop people from having suspicions. If we've got suspicions that the government is thumb-sucking stuff, you know, or is not coming out right, let's seek information directly from the people that are in charge. And then, as the citizens, we need to move our attitude towards alignment. We need to be aligned. We can't work with government if we are not aligned that there is a crisis.
Yes.
Because part of the world and part of South Africans say there is no crisis. Even if we were to get contact or we were to be infected, we will not die. But what is the position of somebody that's looking after everyone, 53 million people? Now, we need to move from level 1 to level 5. Government needs to move from level 10 to level 5. And I believe that it's true transparency. And from our side as society, is true engagement. We have to engage.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. We are now getting towards the end of our conversation. And I would just like to ask you to summarize. Because when we started, we talked about the state of disaster. We talked about communication being critical. We talked about trust being a critical part of that consumption of that communication. We also talked about probably a shift from just pure compliance to alignment, using trust as a regulator of that, so that we can be able to do the things that will make the communication to be worthwhile. So I would like to give you the chance to give your summary. What is the thing that you would like somebody watching this video to remember if they just came in 10 minutes before the end of the video?
Well, for me, you know, mind shift is important. So we are talking mainly about leading at a time of a crisis. And I'm saying that because of that, many things are not happening as usual. So the mind shift is critical for us, where we are shifting our minds to support government in something that is not only about us or me and you, it's about the entire country. And I think that is the most important thing, is that this must be viewed as a substance that impacts the entire country. And as such, the issues around regulation and the limitations of rights must be viewed as a mitigating factor. You need to be in a position to understand that something is being mitigated here. And when you are aligned that something is being mitigated, you are able to assist in that mitigation plan by conducting yourself in a certain fashion.
Yes, that's beautiful. And, that's beautiful.
Yeah. That is my view really about the whole thing, is that until such a time we are aligned that these are mitigation factors and we are supposed to participate purely by conducting ourselves correctly and by getting informed and engaging in the process.
In our next discussion, we are going to be talking about the role of the ordinary citizen within the private sector in terms of enhancing the support to government on the one hand, because I say on the one hand support, because the other side of the coin is to keep government in check. That's the nature of democracy.
That's right.
So to tell somebody who is free to just support without questioning, they will say, now I have lost my own rights as an individual. So civil liberties have been lost, and now the government is being allowed a free rein to lead without being questioned.
That's right. And that is the crux of democracy. Democracy needs to yield to transparency. There is no democracy without transparency. So government cannot get a one-time ticket to be in charge without being transparent, and at the same time without engaging its citizens.
Yes. Thank you very much. I think this is a first input into a series of conversations that will help leaders like me and you who are entrepreneurs, and leaders like me and you who are in government, and leaders like you and me who are in the private sector or in the non-profit sector, to take certain things into consideration as they engage amongst themselves and with government, to let this country to emerge on the other side of the disaster, still intact, with minimal lasting damage. Thank you very much for that. Yes.
Indeed. And in closing, Coach, from me is that we need to learn not to be reactive all the time. You know, to sit and position yourself to be reactive is very dangerous, because then you lack so much time to reflect, because you have always been sitting to see that one thing that didn't make you happy. Because mostly reaction is all about you didn't meet my expectations.
Exactly.
But should you have engaged in advance? You know, should you have prepared in advance that I'm involved, I'm engaged, I'm affected? And I think that's the mindset we need. I am affected, and our co-citizens are affected, and I'm engaged, and I'm not disengaged. I'm prepared to engage, you know, and I'm not going to be reactive. I'm going to be involved and influential in terms of the journey that our government is trying to take.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Yolelwa. And I hope that everybody enjoys this.
Okay, brilliant. Until we do
bye-bye.
another session again. Bye.
Yeah, all right.